Alright, so here we are in Assetto Corsa Competizione post 1.8 patch. Just like every single other ACC player at the moment, I am racing in the new 2022 M4 GT3. This thing is a pace monster. Setting PBs in this thing effortlessly, despite having way more time in the McLaren 720. So I know it's a bit crap to be driving the current meta car, but it's letting me hit speeds and pace that I'm not hitting in the car I've been driving. So, you know, it's kind of the logical choice. So anyway, obviously it's been a bit of a hiatus, just getting reports finished and all the end of the year shenanigans that go with it. So it hasn't really been much time for YouTube content, but figured I'd open things back up with a little bit of single-player career race in ACC. There's quite a lot planned over January. I've got a new steering wheel guide planned. Also a bit of a year in review, talking about some of the games that have come out, games and media and other kinds of shit that have come out over the last year. Dumpster fire that it was, but despite it being a shitty year, there has been definitely some things worth talking about. But anyway, without further ado, let's get on the track. Now, I did do qualifying for this race, but did not do a very good job of it, so I was near enough at the back of the pack that I figured I would start at the back. Now, I am racing as the AI, so I'm going to do some slightly more bullshitty aggressive moves than I would otherwise against humans, but they're Hey gang, it's Paul here. Just realised about, well, halfway into the race or so that I'd forgotten to tweak volume levels, so pretty much everything I was saying during the race is pretty much inaudible. So I'm just going to attempt to re-record my thoughts here. Nothing terribly profound. It's just talking about some of the changes with 1.8. For starters, the introduction of the two new scaling rendering modes, DLSS and AMD's solution. I can't remember what it's called, but it's DLSS but not. OBS was playing up a little bit, so there was one little encoder crash at the beginning of the race which had to edit around, so there will be a little jump. It might have happened already, but it only happened the once, and hopefully it won't be a recurring problem. I'm using DLSS on my 3080 because it is the better solution, and it does provide a big jump in image quality compared to the other scaling mode. It's not as sharp as running no DLSS at all, and without, like in hot lap mode, I wouldn't need to run it at all with the resolution and quality settings that I'm running. But certainly with a full grid in front of my car and all cars visible, you'll notice, well, you can't see the frame rate counter, but it basically hits around 75, which is the limit of my refresh rate on my monitor anyway. So it's definitely worth having DLSS on for me, at the very least, with my setup. Other things I've noticed with the new update, the tire model is absolutely the best in its class now. I mean, it was already pretty good before, but just the additional detail and information you're getting through the steering wheel about the state of your tires is definitely noticeable. And you know, if ACC wasn't already the best drive on the market, it definitely is now. So highly encourage people to give it a try if they haven't already. It has had a bad impact on people's lap times. You know, there are people who are starting to recover back to where they were, but it is a little bit slower because there is less grip available in total, but the loss of grip is a lot more progressive, and so it's quite possible to catch slides a lot more effectively than without the patch. So it's just a more forgiving model than in the past. And you know, if you're an iRacing fan, that's going to be unacceptable because, you know, it's called ice racing for nicknamed ice racing for a reason. But you know, for everyone else who's actually driven a car with a bit of pace, you'll notice that it does respond a bit more realistically. And one of the most common complaints you'll hear from real racing drivers, and I'm not comparing myself to them. I've definitely not driven a car at those kinds of speeds. Just, you know, enthusiastic driving is how I pattern my driving experience. But for real race drivers, they've always complained at how unforgiving the iRacing traction model is and how rapid the loss of grip. That being said, I haven't tried some of the newer cars, so people are saying positive things about some of the newest models in the game, but certainly to my experience, it's always been a little bit weird. But Assetto Corsa is definitely bringing it with this latest patch. Beyond that, I think the rest of my thoughts during this race are just sort of random burblings about the state of racing. It's definitely not one of my best races. I muff up one of the pit stops, and that ends up costing me because I'm not able to get on the back of the pack that I was chasing. You know, with just open air, it's down to my track knowledge of Hungaroring, which is not amazing. I'm sort of doing a steady pace in the 150s, 151s for most of the race, and then in the last lap I put together an invalid 149. And, you know, it was definitely hooking it up, and I think if I'd kept on racing for another 30 minutes, I probably would have started to pull up a few more paces. But, you know, starting from the back of the grid and managing to come in 24th, that's reasonable enough. The objective's never to you know, have an absolute blinder of a season. It's just to learn the tracks, and the new custom season mode's a really great way of doing that. So anyway, I definitely can't remember all of the things I talked about during the race, so you will hear some random burbles from me during the race from this point out. I'm sure there's nothing terribly wise or profound or important in there, so I'll just shut up now and let people enjoy the race. And like I say at the end of my video, stay tuned for more. I do have big plans for January. I've mentioned them at the very beginning of the video, and just reminding you here to hit my subscribe button so that you can catch all the latest, you know, outsider amateur burblings about sim racing and gaming and media in general. So yeah, have a great Christmas, have a even better New Year. Hope January treats you all well, and hopefully I can stay true to my intentions to bring out more content over the next few weeks. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bottom floor to the feedback. Those floors is just a little extra little bit of just increase the dynamic range, just a little bit more.
Gaining on the car ahead is up to 3. Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
tested. I'm running at 92% AORUS strength, 85% aggressiveness. I can handle about only 6.7%. Tracks are really, really well. But because I don't know that much track really well, 92 lets me learn how to focus. The only way I'll learn tracks that I don't like that much is if I'm actually racing them, because hot lapping is actually the simplest paddock. so that was good. That was invalid, but that was my fastest one. Oh, I was looking it up. Alright, so there's a good chance I didn't have the volume levels right, so I've done this Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.